Hello and welcome to the next edition of the BriefingsDirect Voice of the Customer podcast series. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Interarbor Solutions, your host and moderator for this ongoing discussion on digital transformation success. Stay with us now to learn how agile businesses are fending off disruption in favor of innovation. Our next Internet of Things Strategies Insights interview focuses on how a Miami Telecoms products provider has developed new breeds of services to help manage complex edge and data scenarios. We'll now learn how IoT platforms and services help to improve network services, operations, and business goals for carriers and end users. So, here to help us learn what's needed to build out a IoT support business, we're joined by Andres Sanchez, CEO of Identidad IoT in Miami. Welcome.
Thank you, Dana. Thank you for inviting me.
We're glad you're here. So tell us a little bit about how your business in the telecom support industry has changed and why IoT is such a big opportunity for you.
With the new OTT's technology and the way that they came to the picture and took part of the whole communications chain of business, the business is basically getting very tough in telecom. And when we start checking what is IoT and seeing the possibilities and it's the new wave, we understood that it's not about connectivity, it's not about the 10% of the value chain, it's more about the solutions. And we saw a very good opportunity to start something new and to take the experience we have with the technology that we have in telecom and get new people, get new developers and start building solutions. And that's what we're doing right now.
So as the voice telecom business trails off, there's a new opportunity at the edge for data and networks to extend for a variety of use cases. What are some of the use cases that you're seeing now in IoT that is a growth opportunity for your business?
Well, IoT is everywhere. The beauty of IoT is that you can find solutions everywhere you look. What we have found is that when people think about IoT, they think about home connected, they think about connected car or the smart parking, that it's just green or red light when the parking is occupied or not. But IoT is more than that. There are two ways to generate revenue in IoT. One is by having new products. The second one is understanding in the operational level what can be do better. And that's the way that you're putting sensors and hearing the things and analyzing the things. You can basically reduce your operation cost or be more effective in the way that you're doing business. But it's not only getting information, it's using that information to automatize certain product processes that it will make your company better.
Right. And so as organizations recognize that there are new technologies coming in that are enabling this smart edge, smart network, what is it that's preventing them from being able to take advantage of this? This is a new thing for enterprises and services providers like telecom and mobile telecoms themselves. What do you bring that helps them cross over the chasm of the vision to the implementation?
The problem with the companies is that they think that they just have to connect the sensors that they have and to digitalize their information. And they haven't realized that they have to really go through a digital transformation. It's not about connecting a sensor that is already there. It's building a solution and try to get that information and be able to reorganize their organizations, to reinvent their organizations. For example, it's not about taking a sensor, putting a sensor in the machine and just start taking information and watching it in a screen. Is taking an information and be able to see and check special patterns and be able to predict when a machine is going to break, when a machine in certain temperatures start working better or working worse. Is be able to be more productive without to have more people, without to have more work. Just do the machines do their work by themselves.
And I suppose part of that is bringing more of an IT mentality to the edge, creating a standard network and standard platforms that can take advantage of the technologies that are now off the shelf rather than custom or specific to an industry. So it's more of a horizontal business opportunity when you can go to a standard platform. Isn't that right?
Definitely. The approach that Identidad IoT is taking is that we are not building solutions based on what we think it's good for the customer. What we're doing is building proof of concepts, but building tailored solutions for the companies who need the digital transformation. I don't think there are two companies doing the same thing that have the same problems. Probably one manufacturer have one problem, and the other manufacturer the exact same product have another completely different problem. So what the approach we're having is we are generating a proof of concept, checking exactly what the problems are, and then doing and generating that application and that solution. But it's important to understand that IoT is not an IT thing. It's when we try to go to a customer, we don't go to the just an IT person. We go to the CEO, because this is a change of mentality. This is not a change of a process. This is not putting a new software. This is trying to solve problems that you may not know that the problems are there. It's really going into a digital transformation.
Right. Rethinking process culture, thinking about a digital approach, measuring, data-driven, that sort of thing. Where is it being successful? Where are you finding that people really understand it and are willing to take the leap, change their culture, rethink things to get these advantages? Where is it happening now?
Unfortunately, everybody, and when I say everybody is really afraid of what is coming, because people doesn't understand what is IoT, and everybody thinks it's really complicated. It does need expertise. It does need to have security. That is a very big topic right now, but it's not impossible. And when we approach a company and that CEO or CIO or CTO understand that the benefit of IoT will be shown once you have that solution built, and that probably the initial solution is not going to be the solution they need, but it's going to be another one that will be probably the second sprint of the solution. That's when it starts working. If the people think there's just out of the box solution, it's not going to work, and that's the challenge we're having right now. So the opportunity, there's plenty of opportunities, and the opportunity is when the head of the company understand that they need to go through digital transformation.
And now, when you work as a partner with a company like HPE, they've made some big investments and development in the edge, universal IoT and edge line and mini data centers. How does that help you as a solutions provider make that difficult transition for your customers easier, and perhaps encourage them to understand that it's not impossible, that there's a lot of solutions already designed for their needs?
Well, our relationship with Hewlett-Packard has been huge. It's a huge success for Identidad IoT. When we start looking at platforms, when we start this company, we didn't find the right platform to fulfill our needs. We were looking for a platform that we could build solutions and then extrapolate that data with other data and build other solutions over those solutions. When we approached Hewlett-Packard, we saw that they do have a unique platform that they allows us to generate whatever application for whatever vertical, for whatever organization, either if it's one city, even if it's a company, or if you want to create just a product for end user, they have the ability to do it. And also, it's a platform that it's so robust that you know is going to work, that it's also reliable, and it's very secure. You can build security from the device, on the platform, and on the application. In certain platforms, they don't have that. So we see that our business model, it correlates a lot with the business model that Hewlett-Packard had. Also, we think that IoT, it's about relationship and it's about partnership. It's about an ecosystem. And the approach that HPE have to IoT and to ecosystem is exactly the same approach we have. They are building this build ecosystem of partners. They are helping each other to build relationship. In that way, they build a better and more robust platform.
So for companies and network providers that are looking to start taking advantage of IoT, what would you suggest that they do in preparation? Is there a typical on-ramp to an IoT project? You say you talk to the higher-level C-suite people. Perhaps they have an economic incentive. What are the starting points, and what would you how would you encourage companies to be prepared to take the plunge in IoT?
I think there's no time to be prepared right now. I think they have to have a leap of faith and start building the IoT application. The technology, the pace of the technology transformation is incredible. You see the technology right now, today, probably in 4 months is going to be obsolete. Or you're going to have a better technology, or you will be having a better sensor. So if you wait, most likely the competition is not going to wait, and they will have a very good advantage. Now, the approach that we are having in Identidad IoT is that we are a platform as a service. So we are helping the companies to take that leap without having very big financial struggles. And the companies will know that by us using the HPE platform, they're using a state-of-the-art platform. They're not using just a mama and papa platform built in a garage. It's a robust platform as a service. So why not to take that leap of faith and start building it? Now is the time.
Right. So perhaps at least a proof of concept, an application, you pay as you go with a platform as a service. Oftentimes, once you've got that success, that gives you ammunition to show economic and productivity benefits that then would lead to more investment. It seems like there's a virtuous adoption cycle potential here.
Definitely. Once we install a new solution, usually the people who are seeing that solution, they start seeing things that they are not used to see. They can pinpoint problems that they've been having for years that they didn't understand why they were having it. For example, there's one manufacturer of T-shirts in Colombia. They were having issues with one specific machine. That machine used to broke after 2 or 3 weeks. There was just this small piece that it was broken. When we installed the sensor and we start gathering their information, after 2 or 3 breaks of that pin, we understood that it was not the amount of work, it was the temperature and the machine was working. So what they did is once the temperature reached a certain point, we automatically start some fans to normalize the temperature, and then they haven't had any broken pieces for a couple of months. It was a simple solution, but it took a lot of study and gathering of information to be able to understand what was that broken point. And that's the beauty of IoT.
It's data-driven, it's empirical, it's understood, but you can't know what you don't know until you start measuring things, right?
Exactly. I always say things are trying to say something, and we're not listening. IoT, it's enabling the people, the companies, the organization to start listening to things. And not only start listening, but we need the things to work for us. So we need the applications to be able to trigger something to fix the problem without any human intervention. And that's the beauty of IoT.
And that sort of philosophy even extends to healthcare, manufacturing, transportation, any place where you've got complexity. This is pertinent.
Yes. The solution for IoT is everywhere. You can think about healthcare, or tracking persons, or tracking guns, or building solutions for cities in which the city can understand what is triggering certain pollution, that they can fix it, or manufacturing, or even the small things of finding your cell phone. It's everything that you can measure. Everything that you can put a sensor and you can measure, that's IoT, and the idea is that IoT will help the human, will help the person to live a better life without having to take care of the things. The things will have to take care of themselves.
Well, you seem quite confident that this is a growth industry. You're betting a significant amount of your future growth on it. How do you see it increasing over the next couple of years? Is this a modest change, or do you really see some potential for a much larger market?
That's a really good question. I do see that IoT is the next wave of technology. There are several studies that say that by 2020 there are going to be 50 billion devices connected. And I'm not that futuristic, but I do see that the IoT will start working now, and probably within the next 2 or 3 years, we're going to start seeing an increment on the solutions. And once the people understand the ability of IoT, there's going to be an explosion of solutions. And I think the moment to start doing it is now. I think that next year it's going to be too late.
Well, great. I'm afraid we'll have to leave it there. We've been exploring how a Miami Telecoms products provider has developed new breeds of services to help manage complex edge and data scenarios. And we learned how IoT platforms and services can help improve networks, efficiency, and across a variety of vertical industries and businesses. So please join me now in thanking our guests. We've been here with Andras Sanchez, the CEO of Identidad IoT in Miami. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
And a big thank you to our audience as well for joining us for this Briefings Direct Voice of the Customer Digital Transformation Success Story. I'm Dana Gardner, Principal Analyst at Inter Arbor Solutions, your host for this ongoing series of Hewlett-Packard Enterprise-sponsored interviews. Thanks again for listening. Feel free to pass this on to your IT cohorts, and do come back next time.